I'm Elena, and for the past few years I've been traveling all around the world to discover the most beautiful ocean destinations. In the meantime, I became a freediving instructor. I've been freediving in some of the best dive spots in the world, and today I'm going to go through my dive bag to show you what I use all the time. We're going to go through tropical weather to very cold waters. I'm going to show you everything I own, basically. So let's get started. First of all, I would like to introduce you to my dive bag that I got in Thailand. It was super cheap and it's still very useful to this day after a few years of very harsh use, and it stores everything inside. So, let's start from the thing that makes us freedivers. Let me introduce you to my favorite fins. These are my favorite fins, not just because of how they look, but because of how light they are. The material is fiberglass, and the brand is Leader Fins. I love how easily it bends and how smooth it feels in the water. So I mostly travel with these because they're kind of an in-between for training and having fun in the water and shooting videos. Here's my other pair of fins. These are very normal plastic long fins. These were my first ever pair of freediving fins that I got in the Philippines when I was solo traveling for the first time ever, backpacking through Asia. They have been through a lot, as you can see. They're a little bit broken. I still love to use them to this day because it's always nice to train legs with these stiff and very strong fins. Then I now have very recently adopted these carbon fins. They are not mine, I'm just storing them for a friend. Carbon fins are a lot lighter. You can probably tell even just by looking at it. They are really flexible, just the best material for competitions, for line training. They're also much more expensive, in case you're wondering, and that's why I haven't got a pair of one yet myself. Just a quick reminder that you can subscribe to my channel by clicking on the link below. It's completely free, and I'm going to be posting every week a new video taking you to some of the most beautiful ocean destinations around the world and bringing you along my new journey towards my goal of owning my very first sailboat. So I hope you follow along. Let's move on to wetsuits. This is my 5mm wetsuit. These are the pants that are very high, basically cover my whole belly, and the top, which always comes with a hood. We don't really have zippers like scuba diving wetsuit or surfing wetsuit, so you would wear the pants first and second the wetsuit. Usually they come with this kind of strap here and attach it with the strap inside. What makes this wetsuit really nice, especially for colder temperature, is the fact that it's open cell inside. This material makes it difficult for water to get in your wetsuit, so it keeps you warmer a lot longer, but it's also very difficult to put on. We always joke that the most difficult part of freediving is putting the wetsuit on because this material is very resistant, and so it's very difficult to let it slide over your skin. Usually we wear it with a little bit of soap or just push it through. This is a Best Dive wetsuit. This is an Asian company that I really like. I own multiple wetsuits from them. Let me show you the second one. This is my 3mm wetsuit. It's actually the wetsuit that I love the most, not only because I designed the colors myself. I picked up this shape and colors that I think is really cool, but also because it's the first wetsuit I ever got when I became a freediving instructor, and so I decided to put my logo on the back. It's the most comfortable, much easier to put on because it doesn't have the open cell inside. You might be wondering, where are the pants? The truth is, I lost them at sea. I didn't lose my pants while diving. I was on a sailboat and I just let them dry and they flew away and I didn't realize. So now I only have the top. Moving on to the 2mm wetsuit that I own. It's actually from Oisho, which usually makes like sportswear. I buy my swimming suits there, and one day I saw on their website that they had this wetsuit for like 50% discount. So I paid this something like 45 euros, which is really cheap for a wetsuit. Really nice. It has a good shape. It's nice to have a little shorty. Last but not least in the wetsuit compartment is this 1 mil wetsuit. It's this one piece. It's super thin, like you barely see any surface between my fingers. What's super cool about this wetsuit is that you feel super hydrodynamic in the water. It's one piece, so it has really no obstruction. I really like this. I don't use it as much as I would like to, but whenever I wear it, I feel like a champion. Molchanov's signature, the word champion color. One last item that I basically always wear in the water, if you've seen any of my videos, you probably recognize this, is my kind of swimsuit with long sleeves. I don't really know how to call this. It's not really a wetsuit, kind of like a rash guard, but I love it so much, especially when I'm in warm water. And then I often wear also these pants that are the same material. They really help not to get your bum and legs sunburned, because that happened a lot. When you're snorkeling or freediving around and you're so concentrated on what's under you, looking at the fishes, the corals, and you forget that your body is frying under the sun. So this helps a lot. We're done with the wetsuits. Let's move on to other fun stuff. These are the 3 masks that I always bring anytime I'm going freediving. Starting with this one, this is probably the one that I use the most. I love it because it has the tinted glass and it kind of gives this reflection in the water that makes shots super cool. I also like to wear this because it kind of gives me that sunglasses effect, especially when I spend hour after hour in the ocean. Sometimes the sun is on my face all the time and it can kind of give me a headache, and so this kind of helps me with the sunlight. Second mask I have is this one. This is a super technical mask that I mostly use when training on the line. This is actually a gift from my friend Fabio, freediving champion in Italy. I treasure it a lot. It's such a nice gift. It's such a nice mask, very low volume, as you can see. And finally, my rounded mask. I mostly use it for snorkeling because it's quite heavy. It has a lot of airspace, so it makes it bit difficult to equalize. Also down here you can see it's not as easy to pinch the nose. I mostly use it for shooting videos or when I really want to enjoy a cinema view of the reef. Small mention to my snorkel. Snorkels should be flexible. You don't want those snorkels that are super bulky, that weigh a lot. Definitely don't get those that have the very complicated valve system, purge system, all of that stuff. Simple tube is the best way to go. Also, you'll notice that I don't use any ring or thing to attach it to the mask. I just usually, let me show you. Basically, I just do this. And then when I have to take it off, easy. Moving on to more accessories, I always bring a nose clip. If you don't know, you just wear this to pinch your nose so that you don't have to use your hands to equalize when you go underwater. It's especially useful for training. And then I also bring my own lanyard. The lanyard is basically a leash that you attach to the line like this, and this one goes on your wrist. It's a safety equipment. One thing that cannot miss in my dive bag is, of course, my underwater case. Ta-da! How it works, basically my camera fits in it perfectly and I get to bring it underwater and take amazing pictures and videos with it. It's amazing that it's so light. It's something that I wanted for the longest time, and since I have used it countless times. It's always my favorite part of diving, to go in the water with these and shoot pictures of students, fun dives, expeditions, all of the places I go to. I always bring this. This very weird looking thing is actually a neck weight that you wear like this. What I really like about this neck weight particularly is that you can adjust how tight and how loose you want it. It's a new addition to my equipment, but I really enjoy it. Then, of course, because I float a lot, I also need belt and weights. Never enough weights for me. Something else that I have in my dive bag, this inflatable floaty. It's just a signaling system that I use mainly for fun dives. I attach it to this line that not only is very bright, but it also floats, so it's very much visible from the surface. I also have my proper freediving buoy with the line and all of that for freedive line training. Other smaller accessories that I carry with me are gloves. These are gloves for cold weather, and smaller gloves. These are actually very basic sailing gloves. I started wearing them for freediving as well, mainly because I used to get the craziest tans because I would wear my wetsuit, which would cover my whole body, but then my hands would get very sunburned. And so I started wearing these, and they were very helpful. Speaking of sun, I also started wearing this just like a bandana. Sometimes I wear it to cover my head like this. Other times I use it to cover my mouth. When you start freediving a lot, you're going to get the craziest tan on your face because you have the mask on all the time. So you get a tan mustache and kind of another spot here. It just looks ridiculous. Every freediver knows that, and it's just very funny. So then I found this hat that seemed like a very good idea at first. This is a hat that comes with like this, I call it like a baby burqa. It basically covers your whole face and neck at the back. You just clip it on and voila. Very fancy, right? Other accessory that I often use is this little strap. It's very useful to not rip your hair putting the mask on and off all the time. You just put it here and it makes it a lot softer to wear your mask, as you can see. Another thing I often use is my dive watch. I actually wear this all the time. It's not just useful for diving, but for any sport or daily activity. For the first year and a half or even 2 years, I never wore a watch freediving. I got this after my instructor training. I'm really glad that I didn't have one earlier because I love that for the first 2 years of my freediving journey, I was not focused at all on numbers, just on the feeling of diving. Last little fun toy that I own is this thing here. I know how it looks. I know it can be misinterpreted, but this is a very useful tool that we use in freediving to train equalization. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed going through my dive bag with me. I'm going to be leaving the links to all the products that I mentioned in the description below. And thank you for watching. If you liked the video, make sure you leave a like. And if you have any questions, just drop a comment below. I'll see you on the next one.